kick things off, we're going to stir up a little controversy. Whether you're pro-environment, pro-big business, or somewhere in between, I think we can all agree that the first of our world sailboat tour is one that is known for the strength of her convictions. This crew unapologetically raise awareness for their cause, even when it means their lives are on the line. Taking this sailboat into gnarly territory few sailors dare to go. We're lucky enough to have been invited on board for one whole week to experience life as crew of this hair-raising vessel. Welcome aboard the Rainbow Warrior 3.
Energy.
All right, surprise.
What up,
guys.
dogs?
Can you believe we are aboard the Rainbow Warrior 3? We're on a world tour at the moment. We're about to travel the world and show you guys some of the most unique, amazing boats. We're really excited for that.
Greenpeace is doing a big protest against Woodside. I'm going to deliver part of the story. You can imagine what angle I'm going to take. Elayna's going to deliver the other. So where Woodside are going to drill is Australia's largest untapped gas reserve. So I think the first thing that Woodside and probably many people would say is that developments like this stimulate the economy.
Yeah, but it's just unfortunate that this gas reserve happens to be underneath one of the most beautiful reef structures. The biodiversity is some of the best in the world. Obviously, a lot of people don't want it to go ahead. So we're yet to meet all the crew. I'm a little bit nervous about this. I don't know why. I guess I have no idea what their personalities are going to be like. They're all about to come back to the boat. And also a really funny thing, when I first met Riley, he always said that if we didn't meet when we met at that stage in my life, I was so easily influenced that I would have ended up in a cult or a hippie commune had I not been saved by Riley, which I totally agree with. But so I'm this close to becoming an activist. And yeah, let's see what it's like to be an activist for the week. We're about to head out to sea.
Yeah.
Hey, so I was going to ask you, how do you feel seeing as you used to work on the rigs? Are you scared?
No, I mean, I hope everyone's nice to me.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I think it's great for us to be able to tell that side of the story. So I think I'm uniquely qualified to do that. And as for me personally, I've never thought that any individual person carries any sort of weight of blame at all. I think that's pretty obvious. So, yeah, no, I think it's good.
What's good?
The fact that I used to work offshore and I'm here.
Yeah, cool. Okay, yes. So we have Adriana here, who is third mate.
With the most beautiful accent on board by a mile.
The roll of the tongue, I love it. Where are you from?
I'm from Colombia.
Oh, I love that. Okay, show us around the boat. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, we've gone from the first floor. We're about to go up to the very top. So where are we, Riley?
We're in the sail handling area. There's a bunch of blocks and sheets and huge winches. So they've got what looks to be 3 different sail handling areas and we're in the topmost.
Wow. What's here, Adriana?
So, as you may see, each control has the name of each sail. We can also use these controls for the sheets mainly.
Okay. Wow. Does it ever get wet up here? It's so high. It feels a lot bigger now that I'm on this boat. And also it was built maybe in 2011. I'll put it up on the screen here. It all feels really new. So it's really nice. And this boat also has 2 anchors. Oh, okay. Definitely not a barbecue.
No. So the captain, when is going to be the maneuvering coming into a port, is going to take the control from here.
Oh, okay. It's just easier to...
Yeah. It's in each side there's
good. Okay. Okay, so this room just outside on deck is called the heli hangar. Basically,
I believe it's
basically
pronounced
a big storeroom.
heli hangar.
2 jet boats like this and 3 dinghies, which the crane comes in handy in moving them. We've got a tool shed here. Darwin would love it in here.
So this is the helm station. Okay, it's the bridge. On a ship this big, it's the bridge, I should know that. This is where the captain's gonna hang out, make all of her decisions. And yeah, there's lots of big screens. There's gonna be backups for your backups. There's actually an electric engine on board and a GoPro mount over here.
Oh, most essential. We've just come to annoy Alex. This is the campaign office.
Yeah.
Are you campaigning right now?
I'm kind of campaigning in a way, I guess.
Okay.
Campaigning on my day off.
That's a crime. All right, we'll leave you to it. Riley, what room is this?
This is the radio room.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Are you picking up any signals?
Yeah, loud and clear.
The galley, of course. I'm so bad. After 9 years of sailing, I still call this a kitchen and not a galley. So this vessel has 16 cabins, sleeps 30 people. Just went past the laundry room. Love a good washing machine and dryer on board a vessel.
We are off to the engine room. If your boat's big enough to have a metalwork lathe on board, I think you can just about get away with anything. Like machine all of your own parts. It's amazing. This is the main engine. There's a generator there, and they both power an electric engine which is down the back here. This is massive. You don't get to see, you can't comprehend the size of the vessel as you're coming in. Like, this room is gigantic. Some small water makers here.
Just like what Riley and I have done with our trimaran build, this vessel has been kitted out to be as environmentally friendly as her limitations allow. This ship recycles engine heat to make hot water and heat the cabins on board. It harnesses wind energy and has a biological sewage treatment system to treat sewage and grey water, where it can be stored and remove the need to be dumped at sea.
And just some more specs I don't think that we've mentioned yet. Her hull's made from steel. She's 58 metres long, which is 190 feet. She has a fuel capacity of 110,000 litres. A freshwater capacity of 32,000 litres. She can reach a max speed of 15 knots. In light winds and for manoeuvring, a 1,425 kilowatt Caterpillar backup engine kicks in to propel the vessel, and she weighs 855 tonnes, which is a heavy boat.
Another shed, work shed.
Where are we here, Elayna?
This is the gym / scuba diving little storage and conference room. There's also lockers. Whoa. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we survived. Little man just woke up. Now it's probably a good time to talk about that beach launch. My goodness, there were big waves, big crashing waves. So Riley suggested they leave the dinghy out a bit deeper. So we actually walked our suitcases and bags to the dinghy, occasionally with waves like crashing over the front. There's a bit of water in the dinghy. Our most prized possessions in there, like cameras, laptops, all the stuff we work with. I was like, oh, please do not get wet. But we survived the dinghy trip. Actually, on the plane flight from Perth to Broome, we realised just how many passengers were actually flying up here to work offshore. You can probably spot the high-vis shirts getting around here. We asked some workers if they'd tell us what they thought of Woodside's new potential project going ahead, and understandably, no one wanted to comment for fear of losing their jobs.
I did want to mention something early on. It's been my experience in day-to-day life, anecdotally, or in various comment sections. I've seen it written in a fair few different places. People want to immediately say hypocrite, especially if there's I feel like humans just gravitate towards that, trying to keep balance socially. So I understand that, but I would invite people to please broaden their horizons a little bit here and add a little bit of nuance to their thinking. Of course we flew here, of course we're going to fly out of here. Yes, we're building a boat. Yes, we exhale CO2. We're definitely not perfect. The different people on the Rainbow Warrior individually aren't going to be perfect. Greenpeace as an organisation isn't going to be perfect either. That shouldn't nullify any of the various points that anyone's making throughout this video. I think that most of our audience are able to think with even a lot of nuance. So this should be good for you. Now, let's catch you up to speed with the history of Greenpeace. The Greenpeace fleet currently has 3 boats located in various parts of the world. You can see where we are here off the coast of Broome, Western Australia. And the boats are called Witness, Arctic Sunrise, and this beauty that we're on, which is actually the third reincarnation of the famous Rainbow Warrior. And every boat in the fleet is painted with that iconic Greenpeace green and the symbolic dove of peace. I've got Richard here from Greenpeace. He's sort of the spokesperson on the Rainbow Warrior. That's what your role is on board?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm the senior campaigner. My job's to do some of the strategy and also to kind of talk a little bit to our supporters, to people online, people around the world about why we're here and what we're up to.
Who are Greenpeace?
So Greenpeace is a global organisation. We campaign for a green and peaceful world. We started out of campaigning around whaling and anti-nuclear testing in the Pacific. And since then, we've got offices all over the world. I've worked in the UK for our Indonesian office, and now I'm working for our Australia Pacific office in the fight against Woodside's dirty gas project.
Rainbow Warrior launched in 1978. She was involved in anti-whaling and sealing campaigns, as well as evacuating an entire island of more than 300 people to safety after nuclear testing rendered the Rongelap Islands unsafe. Now, this is just crazy. Her bravest and most famous battle for a better world led to her destruction when French secret agents used 2 limpet mines to blow her up in 1985 as the Rainbow Warrior protested nuclear testing by France. Sadly, Fernando Pereira, a photographer documenting Greenpeace's important work, was killed in the explosion. And so the Rainbow Warrior 2 took over the helm in 1989, finishing off the mission of its predecessor and ultimately finding success in its protest as nuclear testing by the French came to an end in 1996. She served over 2 decades and was retired in 2011 to the Bangladeshi charity Friendship, where it was transformed into a hospital ship delivering vital medical assistance and supplies to communities in need, which leads us to Rainbow Warrior 3. Built in 2011, the 40th anniversary year of Greenpeace, designed by Amsterdam-based naval architects Gerard Dijkstra and Partners, the 161-year-old Fasma shipyard in Germany won the $32 million contract to build the ship. The Rainbow Warrior 3 has done everything from intercepting fish oil tankers in West Africa to taking aboard young climate activists in Egypt and giving them a platform to reach world leaders. And, of course, our expedition today.
Oh my God, and look, there's the moon. Oh. Holy crap.
Okay, so the crew came back to the boat after their day off on land in the town of Broome, and no one was particularly terrifying, which was nice.
Welcome, Liv. Downward dog.
Oh, don't touch with your hands. So apparently there's a birthday pretty much every day on this ship. It's Augusta's birthday today. And then is it Kimberly's
Tomorrow, yeah.
and Riley's tomorrow. They don't stop. It's going to be non-stop partying. Oh, those are the best. I want a 10. So we've all showered. Actually, I haven't showered, I lied. I'm yet to shower. Yeah, you can play with that.
Put it on your head, Darwin.
We're just heading out to Scott's Reef now. It takes a full day just to get there. So yeah, but it's so silent. Like, this boat is so silent. There's no wind tonight, so we're motoring. And it's beautiful. And like, there's no swell. We're off to a good start.
Really, the vibe on this boat is just extraordinary. There's a whole bunch of really warm and kind-hearted people, and the kids are running amok, and Elayna and I are just sort of hanging out here drawing pictures, and the kids are in the other room and they're just being looked after by everyone. It's really, really nice.
In the outskirts.
We woke up to all the sails up this morning, and the boat is slightly heeling, but only ever so slightly. A beautiful morning. It's actually Riley's birthday. Happy birthday, babe. Yeah. Okay, before we get too far out to sea, I absolutely have to share this little miracle that is called AG1. Both Riley and I have been drinking it for over a year now for so many good reasons. To start with, we love to drink it first thing in the morning. It gives you the best energy boost, but it is so much more than that. It's our daily assurance that we're getting all that we need for the day, all the vitamins and minerals. There are 75 vitamins and minerals in here. Pre and probiotics for your gut health, which is super important. So we've been able to forget about carrying all the various supplements with us. It's all in here. This is all that scientists indicate is essential for human health. And the best part is you just have to mix it with water. So we never go without. I have a bunch of these travel packs just stashed away in every pocket and backpack that we currently own. All you have to do is mix 1 travel pack or 1 scoop with every 8 ounces of water, and you just shake it. That's how easy it is. It tastes delicious. It kind of tastes like pineapple, a little hint of apple. So on top of knowing that you're getting all that you need for the day and the energy boost, it also supports your immunity. It has adaptogens, antioxidants, and we will honestly continue drinking this for a very long time. I mean, unless they come up with an AG2, but there's currently just an AG1. They have a really great offer going for you guys. If you've been meaning to try it out, don't miss out. They're going to give you 5 of these for free, these travel packs, and a year's supply of their vitamin D3 and K2. If you're going to do anything for your health, this is definitely one of those things, and super stoked forever to be rocking AG1. We love you guys. We love you too. Please look after yourself, and I'll pop that link in the description box below. Cheers, guys.
Hey Darwin, can you say Rainbow Warrior?
Rainbow warrior.
Good boy.
Rainbow warrior.
I just realised these guys have also got Doyle sales. You! Best sales.
These 2 for now.
What's happening here, Helena?
Okay, so we've hit 20 knots, which is the limit for the fishermen. So I'm going to furl it in. So we'll just play it safe.
How many square metres of sail have you just put away
now
there?
You put me on the spot.
Well, let's just say a lot.
I know all of it together is about 1,100.
You guys haven't even met the captain yet. This is Hetty, and she's from the Netherlands. She probably could have told you all of this herself, but we didn't want to pester her because she's such a legend. But we learned that she's been sailing since she was 14 years old. It's not common to have an all-female bridge team, so I, for one, felt humbled and inspired seeing both Hetty, Helena and Adriana operate this vessel, whilst also being so accommodating and socialising with the crew.
So I think that every single person is going to say, oh, those electric buttons are pretty good. Why don't you just get some of them on board, Riley? Because we don't have 30 people on board. So if the electrics break here, they get the electrical engineer on the job and they get 2 people to stand watch and another person to watch them, and the work just gets done. I absolutely have to go for, well, we do have electric winches, but if they break, I've got the manual there anyway. So the less electrics that you can have on board, the better for smaller sailboats. How you going, mate?
Kids are a lot.
God.
Like, they're literally just on a path of destruction, just like tearing apart this whole boat. Everyone's so nice, but it's like a lot. He's jumping off the couch. He's like
This is Darwin.
rubbing yogurt all over a table. Then he's got stuck under a chair. Like, it's just
Pooed on the
lot.
floor and then
Oh
dragged.
yeah, poo on the floor. Let's not forget about that.
So we're going to Scott Reef. We're going to dive central, then north and south. Wendy's figured out where and how we're going to dive.
So we just left Broome about a day and a half ago, and we've sailed 250 nautical miles all the way up to the northeastern side of Seringapatam Reef, which is just north of Scott Reef. And the entire reef system sits just below the waterline. So you actually can't see anything on approach except for the swell breaking over the top of the reef. And it's just, yeah, a delight for the eyes. Really beautiful zone.
Oh, sick. So, this morning's mission, tire out the kids as much as possible, and we wanted to help make some banners for Greenpeace's current campaign. One of Greenpeace's big concerns is the harm that exploiting these gas fields could do to the whales that live in the Indian Ocean. Earlier in their tour, Greenpeace was joined by a marine biologist, Dr. Olaf Minneker, who explained why this part of Australia is so important for whale migration.
Hi, my name is Dr. Olaf Minneker. I'm a researcher and whale scientist, and I'm on the Rainbow Warrior, where I'm studying the impact of climate change on whales and also noise pollution. We're going to use a hydrophone to record some of the underwater sounds in this region. The impacts of noise pollution on whales can be life-threatening for some species. If sound levels change, whales have to communicate differently in order to survive. They can become isolated from their mates, they might have to change their migration routes, or just leave certain areas to avoid the noise levels. For some species, being exposed to high levels of noise, it can mean permanent hearing loss, and then that, of course, can also be fatal. The ocean is such an amazing place, and the animals living in it are vital to the survival of this planet.
We've really had countless encounters with wild creatures on our grand voyage so far. Learning about the potential impact this gas project could have on these animals firsthand has been a pretty hard pill to swallow. The reality is that I'd just love for my boys and children everywhere to jump into the ocean in 10 years' time and for it to be thriving. Is that too much to ask? There just aren't many untouched places left like this on Earth anymore. All right, you guys, it is such an exciting morning. We've finally arrived to Scott Reef. We're about to jump in the dinghy and go for a dive.
Oh, that water's nice and warm.
We haven't even hopped in yet and we're seeing sea life from the surface. Big school of jacks. So beautiful. Saw sea snakes, manta ray. No, it wasn't a manta, it was a stingray.
Dogtooth tuna, schooling mid-water snapper. Yeah.
Are you gonna get in?
Yeah, I want to get in.
Yeah.
Hop in.
You can imagine this peaceful, beautiful place, you know, having seismic blasting, big sonic cannons being fired off to find gas underwater, drilling, pipes being laid through here. But also that gas is going to wreck our climate. It's going to produce 12 times Australia's annual greenhouse gas emissions, which is a huge amount of the climate pollution. And that's going to wreck the coral, it's going to make our waters warmer, it's going to mean more flooding, more bushfires for people around Australia and the rest of the world.
I thought it would be worth repeating and highlighting what Richard just said there. So, if this project is cleared to go ahead, Woodside's Burrup Hub would produce gas emissions until 2070, adding 6.1 billion tonnes of climate pollution to Australia's tally in a bid to drill 20 years past our country's net zero goal of 2050. The drilling, pipe laying and seismic blasting would threaten the nesting habitats of endangered sea turtles, the migrating grounds of pygmy blue whales, and decimate the coral reef if there were to be an oil spill, impacting up to 54 endangered and threatened species in the area.
Riley, how was your first dive at Scott?
Amazing. Man, I have never seen so many snapper of any kind. They were huge, huge fish. I don't know, there was everything. It was nuts.
And we were only in the water for probably less than an hour. So we've seen massive diversity of this reef already, and we only just arrived. So it's really, really exciting.
What a day. Our afternoon was a combination of work and socialising out on deck. The colours of the sky here and these sunsets are some of the best we've ever seen. Yay! I feel like we've barely had time to talk to you guys since we left. So we had that massive day and night of motoring to get out to the reef. Then today was just filled with diving from sunrise to sunset. And we've mostly just spent a lot of time socializing with everyone. Like, we've made some really good friends and a handful of them are just in love with Lenny and Darwin. So we're just headed to another part of the reef, and I think tomorrow we're going to try and find some turtles. Oh, and have I spoken about the food? The food is so good. It has not been hard to eat healthy on this boat. What are some highlights? And maybe negative side, actually. What are some
some negatives.
Yeah, because we've probably been...
The kids.
Yes.
That's
oh my
easy.
God.
It's embarrassing bringing them on board and like just destroying everything. Like a positive or a negative? I don't know, but what was interesting was Elayna and I are like, oh, we need to take a thumbnail photo. They're like, yeah, cool, we'll just stop the shit, which is like tens of millions of dollars worth of equipment plus 30 personnel or however many people on board, and they're just helping me and Elayna take a photograph.
Yeah, we're like, can you turn the mothership 11 o'clock?
Oh my God. And thanks, guys, but yeah, it was a bit surreal, I guess.
I shall be back.
And into the reef, ready?
What's happening this morning?
Okay, this morning we're just at the drill site, one of the drill sites where Woodside wants to drill for gas. We're about 2 kilometres from Scott Reef, where we'll be diving a bit later today. And we've got this beautiful sign here that says Woodside wants to drill here. So we're taking some gorgeous sunrise images with the drone.
Very nice. Nicely done.
Nice landing.
So what's the deal?
So we just had our morning meeting and I'm going to dive with the ROV this morning. Presumably because I'm the only person that can go down to 100 metres with it. Nah, there's going to be a team of scuba. There's going to be a team of scuba people, another team of divers, and then an ROV crew. So I'm going to go with the ROV because I'm just interested to see what it can do.
And last night we actually sailed down from the north of Seringapatam Reef and we came all the way down to the northern section of Scott Reef. We're actually going to make our way into the Hook Lagoon of South Scott Reef, and we're going to make our way to this tiny little sand island right here, which is called the Sandy Islet. And there's actually a population of around 1,000 green sea turtles that actually nest on the island. And if we find fresh tracks, then we'll actually go out and see if we can see some of these turtles nesting.
So Lenny fell asleep just as we were leaving. Luckily, Kim, one of the crew, offered to stay back and just sit with him while he slept because he could be asleep for 2 hours. We were nearly going to bring him, but we'd just be carrying him and ruin his sleep. I'm sad he missed out. He was so excited for the Turtle Beach. You're okay. Should we get a shell for Lenny?
No, crabby.
Huh?
Crab.
Crab?
Yeah.
You want to bring a crab back for Lenny?
Yeah.
Aw, but we should probably leave it here because it's his home. Maybe we'll just get a shell, pretty one.
Okay, one.
Slightly upwind and then drop the ROV.
Mong is setting up the ROV. The wind and the waves are pushing us along the side of the ledge. The ledge goes from like at least 100 metres all the way up to sort of 20. So the ROV obviously is going to be able to go down much deeper than any of the scuba divers or free divers and get footage of the beautiful fishes. We're just about to launch the ROV into like, well, I can't see the bottom. It's got to be over 100 metres.
At one stage during this dive, there were 3 sea snakes circling the divers. Sea snakes are commonly found in tropical and subtropical waters of Southeast Asia, the Western Pacific Ocean and Northern Australia. There are 70 known species, 30 of which exist in Australian waters. They've evolved to fill a wide variety of niches, and although many are not yet listed as endangered, populations are declining. Sea snakes are venomous, but getting bitten is extremely rare. Only 3% of sea snake bites are ever fatal.
Say that again.
That was so f***ing cool!
How'd you go, Elsa? Yeah, nice one. How was that ray at the end there?
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Yep.
Their nests are just here. Oh my god. They must be really big. Right behind me is a turtle nesting ground. We're not actually going to go up there because we want the turtles to feel as if we were never here. The water is super blue. It actually reminds me of the Bahamas. But yeah, this is a pretty special place. You hear the ocean? You put your ear up against it.
Oh, your whole face is... shell! That's a huge shell!
So big.
See the sail? See the sail up above? So we've just cleared the last part of Scott's Reef. We're about to jibe and then head directly south back to Broome. We're gonna jibe. So we've just jibed over. It's fairly slow manoeuvring on a boat this size, but we've just jibed over, and now we're gonna have 15 knots on a beam for the entire trip back to Broome. So that's just absolutely champagne. It just couldn't be better. It's beautiful.
So today is actually a free day. We didn't have much planned. There was a bit of diving going on, which is convenient because everyone's pretty tired. A lot of the crew actually woke up at 2:30 a.m. to go see the turtles. I wanted to go, but we have to sleep in the room with the kids. The kids can't have their own room in case one of them wakes up and no one's there and they just go wandering around the boat. And they saw turtles. I've heard they were massive. I cannot wait to see the footage. So Riley and Lenny are watching a movie. And Lenny, oh yeah. Riley and Darwin are watching a movie. And Lenny is upstairs in the bridge. Again, it's his favourite place to hang out on the boat with the captain and the second mate. He just loves it.
We are going to drive the boat, but Helena's... Rachel, I'm being quiet. Rachel, if I be loud, then she'll put me in timeout.
What? I didn't even say that.
I know none of that's true.
I did say you needed to be quiet when I was concentrating, didn't I? But I didn't say I put you in timeout.
I was started saying stuff and Lenny was like, be quiet, she's concentrating.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Such a good one.
Our last night on board was bittersweet. We became so invested in the mission and truly felt like we were a part of this big family. Riley and I kind of already planned to send Lenny and Darwin to come and work on board one of these vessels when they're a bit older. I can't think of a better way to give back and for them to learn some pretty important life skills. We've woken up this morning. We're heading back to the mainland now, but it's quite rough. And I was feeling pretty seasick in the saloon. I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people that are feeling quite off. There's been a few people vomiting. So yeah, it's really rough. I actually just took a seasickness tablet and I'm feeling amazing. Oh yeah,
I'm feeling
that was a good one. I'm gonna ask Richard what that pill was because it feels good.
Bite your tongue. What's up with you today, man?
What's in the water?
A big jellyfish. And there's the stinger. Mommy,
Fishy?
Right.
Okay, so to sum up the week, I'm so humbled by the experience, made some amazing friends. I would like to go back.
That is a key point. I would like to go back because the individuals that are on board are super cool. You've heard a little bit from both sides of the story. I think, Elayna, if you can, like, what can we bring? Like, what's our unique perspective on it?
The reality of the situation is, Riley and I have sailed the world. We've dove on so many different reefs. You're kidding. We're in a bit of a unique position because Riley and I have sailed around the world. We've jumped in the water in most of those locations.
It's all dead.
Bleached and
the coral
quite disappointing.
everywhere is cactus. You need to search high and low for one good spot, and it's really difficult to find. And believe me, because that's how I base my trips. I'm like, let's go here, let's go here. And I'm constantly thinking and talking to people about good locations. Should we go inside?
No, this is fine. So to have seen Scott Reef, that is really flourishing with life. We saw every kind of animal. The colours were so vibrant and just alive. Like, there is no doubt about it. The way I see it is humans are not going to go without if this project doesn't go ahead. We're still going to have our cooking gas. Like, we are not going to suffer at all. So why not try and protect one of the last natural, you know, places on Earth for future generations? Like, why not? That's the kind of what I think.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, I agree.
We're not going to miss out, guys.
There's just not many of these places left in the world, and believe me, because I've been looking. The amount of fish that I saw there was just outrageous.
Yeah.
So amazing. Those midnight snapper got like schooling mid-water was
incredible,
insane.
really.
Yeah.
If anyone gets a chance to go out there and see that reef for themselves, definitely do it. And in the meantime, if you like, we're going to put the petition in the description below to sign. It literally takes 2 minutes, and with enough signatures, hopefully we can make an impact and try and stop this project going ahead. Yeah, that's all from us. Thank you, Greenpeace, for having us on board. We would love to come back.
Thank you so much for letting us be a part of that. That was very, very cool, and something that I'm going to be able to tell the boys about when they're older and have probably forgotten.
And a big thanks to you guys for following for so long and allowing us this opportunity, giving us, you know, an audience to, you know, make a little bit of a difference. That's really special. See you guys next week. Where are we going? We're going to America. Going to the States.
On an aeroplane.
14 hours. Kill me.